What's up, guys? I've eaten. I'm feeling better. And we've got a lot to do, so we're gonna get right to work. Lots and lots and lots to do, and literally no time to spare. So let's start by just jumping into the desktop here. What am I? My camera's a little short. Okay, that's better. That's good enough. We're gonna jump right into Inkscape. I'm going to pull this up here. We're going to create a new document. There we go. Let's get rid of our old one. We're done with the cake knife. And we're going to grab our text tool and slap it down. And we need a big L. So there's our L. And we're going to change our font type to Callisto. We're going to make that nice and big. So let me grab our platter, and we're going to take a measurement and just make sure that this L is the right size, and we're going to save it and throw it into EasyCAD. I refuse to. I could just type an L in EasyCAD and we could be done, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like using EasyCAD for text, so we're going to do it in Inkscape. All right, there we go. Let's get this open, and we'll grab a quick measurement from it. This is your first live stream, or you've missed the last few. You haven't seen us do this before, but I literally just did this job for the same exact lady on the same exact piece. So we're just going to try to repeat our success on that one, and you know, that'll be that. We actually don't need to measure this. And the reason why is because when we did this job last time, I'm just remembering, we maxed out EasyCAD before we could max out the platter. So that's kind of irrelevant. So I can just go throw this on the bed now. So all we really need to do is just make sure that our L isn't bigger than 4 inches. So we can select that. And we'll just set our width to 100. Whoop. Don't forget to lock your proportions. Hopefully you can see that. Lunch was good. I got wings. I felt like wings today. So I got some chicken wings. Chicken wings are dope. Path. Object to path, right? And then we're just gonna, we probably don't have to do this, but I'm just gonna hit combine anyway, because we know that Illustrator likes it when we do that. And we'll save this. And let's make, I think this lady already has a folder. Shelly. Nope, we didn't put it in a folder the last time we did this on stream, so we're just gonna make her a folder real quick. Shelly Marino. And we'll open that up, and we'll just save this as L, Inkscape SVG, and we can close that. And we'll go ahead and get EasyCAD opened. What's up, Jay? Yeah, wings are good. You know, I've been kind of growing out of wings as I get older, I guess. I used to like wings a heck of a lot more than I like them now. Every time that I order them, I think I'm gonna like them really, really good. You know, I think they're gonna be the best thing I've ever had. And then I keep buying them, and every time that I have them, they get a little more disappointing. And they're expensive, so should probably just stop getting them. But you know, they were still good. It was good. It just wasn't. You know, I think they're gonna be like amazing, and they're not amazing. And that kind of sucks. We're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're just going to highlight our entire bed with a nice outline. And we will remove our L here and light our outline up. Jay only likes wings if they're deep fried, and apparently Tyler's saying there aren't any good wing places in Alaska. I wouldn't expect there to be. Yeah, they might be the wrong way. I don't know, man. I get them from like different places all the time, and they're just, I don't know, they're not doing it for me. We're gonna switch over to, let me see. My pixel buds are charged, so I can take you guys over to the desk with me. Let's see if these are working. Laser workbench. Yep. All right. That's good. Excuse me. Also, I hate when I get I order medium wings and they're mild, and I'm like, guys, these are mild. Sorry, I'm just trying to. I want you guys to see as much of this as possible. So now it's pretty good right there. So here's our platter on the bed, and last time we just kind of eyeballed it, and honestly, we're just going to do that again. I know you can't see it crazy well, but I can see it well enough from my angle. I'm just trying to make sure there's equal amounts of blank space on both sides. We're just doing a one single letter, and the letter is not symmetrical, so it's going to be really hard to tell whether this is center or not once it's engraved. Anyway, and I think the last time we did this, let's back to desktop here. I think the last time we did this, we used just the silver general setting, so that's what we're gonna go for this time. We'll get rid of the box. And we'll hatch our L. 1, 2. Let's get both these hatches turned on. And sort by name. Silver general. And we should be able to just mark this. There we go. There we go. Kyle says mild, medium, and hot. It's always wrong around here too. When I get medium, my throat gets blown out the back of my skull by ghost pepper sauce. That's funny, man. I'm literally an hour away from Buffalo, New York, so we should have the best buffalo wings. So if we don't, then I don't know where else to go. That would get me a wing that I don't absolutely despise. I keep thinking, like I said, I keep thinking they're gonna be good, and then I get them, and they're just not good. So. And we were rushing through this, so we totally messed it up. So welcome to my first mistake of the day for rushing. We didn't rotate our L before we engraved it, so now L is up and down on the platter instead of horizontal like it should have been. Did you use baby powder last time? Probably. It's a little darker in here today because the sun's not out, so I was able to see it without the baby powder. I'll just explain to the customer. We'll be like, I forgot which orientation we did it, so this one's horizontal. They're not going to the same recipient. This is for a completely different baby shower or whatever they're using it for. I forget. So we'll just tell them, you know, orientation's different on this one. Sorry about that. You still got a really nice mark. They'll be fine. They'll be fine with it. If I have to get another one, I will. They're not that expensive, so probably a $30 plate I don't want to replace it. I'm gonna try to give it to the customer. We'll see if they accept it, but you know, good to have contingency plans. Yeah, soggy wings are disgusting. This is why you don't rush, guys. When you rush, you get yourself into trouble. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this done, though. Silver platter. We may have to re-add it to the list if we have to reorder the platter. We'll see. After this, we'll go do the door lock. Never had KFC's wings, but I like their fried chicken. That's the other thing, man. I go like a year without having KFC, and then I'm like, oh, KFC sounds so good right now. And then I go get it, and it's just not as good as I ever think it's going to be. I mean, it's like, it's fine. It's fine. But I go expecting it's going to be like amazing, and it never is. It's never as good as you remember it being in your head. This looks like so far so good. It'll be a nice engraving, which is good. Nostalgia definitely blinds you with food options. With the wings gone, all I really want are is like a big bowl of salad right now. Sounds really good, strangely enough. It's so heavy. So much oil and grease. I'm a blue cheese guy with my wings. I'm a blue cheese guy in general. I will just eat like crumbled blue cheese out of the blue cheese container, no problem. I won't even give it a second thought, but not so much on salad. I don't like ranch. I don't like milky salad dressings. I usually go for acid. If anything, I'll go for like an acidic salad dressing. Vinaigrettes, pretty good. Tyler says there's a German style food truck up here. It was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Dope. Literally the best schnitzel I've ever had. I've even lived in Germany. That's crazy. I was supposed to visit Germany in 8th grade for a class field trip because I took German in high school. And the German exchange students came to the U.S. first. And my German exchange student bullied me the entire time that they were here and became friends with all of my class bullies and hung out with them the whole time. And he made it about 3 days into the trip. And then he left my house, packed all his stuff up, left my house, and went in and moved in with one of my school bullies for the remainder of the trip. So when it was my turn to go, I just said, I'm not going to go. Because I was supposed to stay with that kid again. I was just like, I'm not doing that. So I didn't go to Germany. Totally skipped it. I had like, everything was like ready to be paid for and set up, and you know, the time was set aside, and it was just like, I'm not going. Jay's asking what the platter is made out of. It's too shiny to be stainless steel. It's silver, bro. It's a silver platter. Not solid, obviously. Probably plated, silver plated nickel, if I had to assume. Yeah, it was kind of awful, but it was also 8th grade, dude. Teenagers are monsters. So, when you grow up, you kind of figure it out. You kind of learn not to take anything that happened in high school seriously, because teenagers are just the worst, the nastiest people. We're cruising now. This is almost coming out better than our cursive one we did last time. We'll go inspect the gradient and the like kind of lineage that's occurring over there when this last hatch is done being marked. We'll kind of see what the situation is. I just want it to be done at this point. Like, we've got so much other stuff to do. Come on. I don't think she's going to care that the L is sideways, honestly. It could be either way, right? Someone once told Kyle that 95% of children from ages 12 to 17 are sociopaths, and that percentage only goes down 10% per year. Yikes. Alright, there we go. Let me go inspect that real quick before we move on. Alright, that looks fine, actually. That looks cleaner than the last one that we did. And I think we didn't do steel white finish last time. I think we did the silver photo white, and we got kind of like a satin look out of it. So that's what I'm going to go for here. Or did we do steel white finish? I don't remember. I think maybe we did steel white finish. Let's try that. Right? Let's try it. Yeah, it's not great grandmother's fine silver, so we should be in good shape. Like I said, I'll replace it if I have to. It's like 30 bucks. I had to buy something from the same company for another customer. It was a silver thing like this with like some little silver bowls, and the whole thing altogether was like 35 bucks. So wouldn't be the first time I replace something. I'm sure it won't be the last. So the silver photo white setting is actually whiter on silver than the steel white finish. The steel white finish gives us this really clean. It's really clean. It's a really clean kind of like satin silver finish. It's a very nice look. I should probably resave this in EasyCAD as like silver satin finish. It's the same setting as steel white finish, but instead of having to remember, you can just look and say, oh. I haven't posted to the Discord yet to tell people we're streaming. Should I do that? Or should we keep this session small? Rick's like, yes, just kidding. It's your decision. I'm gonna go with your gut instinct there, bro. Should probably get that posted. Gotta get that ad revenue. Yeah, I just sit around at work and watch next TGN clips. Hit me in the chat if you like Star Trek. If you like Star Trek, smash that like button. Let's see, YouTube. Boom. Cal says, "You the boss, man. We just hanging out and enjoying. Good. That's the whole point. Just hanging out. Look how smooth that L's looking, man. That's clean. It's looking real clean." People ask me so many questions that I cover in like the basic videos, and I don't know how to make them more accessible. Like, what kind of lens should I buy? Like, bro, I got a 20-minute video on what kind of lens you should buy. Should we make like a section somewhere for people just getting started? Or also, what is it with people that are like looking up my business and then calling me on my business number to like ask me questions? I'm literally available in the Discord 24/7. Don't call my business. We're almost done. I'm almost done with this job. Don't get excited. We still have 2.5 hours until we go home. Tyler says, "Can't you do a playlist?" I guess I could do another playlist. We already have like 20 playlists, but maybe I need to add another. Kyle saying, if people are going out of their way to call you through the business, that would fall under consulting. Yeah, unfortunately, I have like nice guy syndrome, and I just don't want to charge people for consulting. I just don't like it. I think it's like greedy and greasy. We're nearly done. I'm looking over here, by the way, because this is where my second monitor is, where I can see what you guys are seeing, including the platter. All right, let's take a look at this. Alright, I refocused up just a touch, because if you look, where is it? Up here in the top left corner of the L, it is just a little bit dark. That's not a shadow. It actually looks that way. So let's see if this cleans that up a little bit. I'm a busy dude, sure, but we're all busy. We're all busy, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna run this one more time to get rid of that dark area. I don't like the dark area. It's bothering me. Matthew Van Dorn is here. What's up, Matt? I haven't seen you in a minute, dude. Just kidding, you're here every day. Am I in focus? I don't know. That looks better. I'm blind. I need to get my glasses prescription checked. We're gonna see. I raised the focus like a millimeter. What's up? We got a Twitch viewer. That doesn't happen every day. How's it going, janitor? Good, man, good. Yeah, I've thought about the Drode. It just sounds like so much work, and I don't like measuring the height of things and then like doing math to find my focus. Like, I have a stick. Just use my stick. Yeah, that's not a bad suggestion. It's Me says people have a short attention spans now. Maybe split your videos, your longer videos into shorts to answer the questions you see most. Just a little editing. I could definitely do something like that. Janitor Prime is slowly making some SVG files to be ready when they have the room and money to buy a laser. That's good, man. Start building your library now. You can see we just hit that corner up there, cleaned that dark spot right up. There's still just a tiny little bit of a dark edge, but that, I find that acceptable. So I'm going to say that's good. Tacky's here. What's up, Tacky? Matt's installing a Dro this weekend. That's cool, man. Let me know how it comes out. Janitor saying, I'm thinking of making some coasters for sale and for friends. That's a no-brainer, dude. That's where we all start, and then it gets out of control from there. If you haven't already, consider picking up like a diode laser. If you can't afford, you know, like a full-size fiber or CO2 getup, you can always pick up a little diode like the Ortur Laser Master Pro. They're cheap, man. They're cheap. They're like $400 or $500. It's a lot less expensive. Hallman's here. Hallman's watching on Twitch. What's up, Hallman? Tacky's setting up his 220 lens. He's doing warp adjustments. That sucks, man. Yeah, laser cut buildings. You'll get there, dude. Just keep going. If you want to laser cut stuff, you really want a CO2. Holman's just chilling. Dude, I'm 2 steps from taking my kid to go get a COVID test right now. Do you guys hear him coughing? He won't stop. Yo! Why are you coughing? Are you sitting up? Are you drinking water while you're lying down? No. Freaking kids. I'm gonna take you to go get a COVID test. No. I don't know why you're coughing like that. Janitor says model trains is a big hobby here. I think I could do well making buildings for that. Yeah, that would be super cool, man. I'd love to do something like that on the laser. That'd be a fun project to work on. No, he doesn't have a runny nose. I don't know what his deal is. He's been lying down and drinking water while he's lying down. And then he like keeps choking and he's got like surprised Pikachu face. Yeah, because kids. Matthew says photos for me have not been straightforward on the various materials. Dude, all the settings are different for every different material that you want to do photos on. I would not follow the silver photo guide video for like steel, for example. I mean, it might turn out decent, but they're not going to be good. Okay, this is done. Let's take a look. I'm going to move you guys back over to the big camera view so you guys can take a look at this. Let's go get it. Well, looks pretty nice. I'll get you in so you can see the. Let's get you in so you can see the detail on that. There you go. Look at that. That's juicy. Nice and clean. Even that dark spot up there, if you get it in just the right light, it kind of disappears. See? It's not always that dark. It's just that dark from certain angles, and it's just because of the curve on the silver. But not bad. Nice and smooth. It really does look like that in person, which is very cool. So yeah, I live in an out of focus world too, man. We could rename Laser Everything Live to Laser Everything Live Focus, because we're just refocusing constantly. Also, the fact that it's tall, I don't think kills it. I think she'll be okay with it being tall. So we'll find out when she comes in. I'll call her and let her know that it's done. And she should be fine with this. What, dude?
What are you doing?
I'm doing work. What are you doing?
Work video? We're gonna go home.
Yeah, when I'm done making a work video, we'll go home.
Look at it. It's spinning.
Show them. The camera's over here. Put it in front of the camera.
See?
Are you showing them your loose tooth? Are you gonna pull it out? Not yet? Don't pick your nose on camera. Gross. Get out of here. Go find something to do. He stole that spinner. Little thief. He likes the camera. Yo. Alright, another project done. We crossed it off a little too early, so now we don't get the satisfaction of crossing it off again. But let's knock this little door lock thing out real quick. Mr. MG's here. Hey, hey. Stephen Partney, what's up? Good to see you. Kyle's jealous of our my kid's hair. Yeah, dude, he's got hair for days. He's got all kinds of hair. He won't let me cut it. And he also like freaks out when his mom tries to brush it. So we tell him cut or brush. And he says brush. Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't know the stats on Twitch. I'm new to Twitch, like brand new, like started a week ago, new. So I don't know all the ins and outs of it yet. But we have a YouTube membership is live, and we have a Patreon account. So if you want to support the channel, those are the two places where you can really help support the channel, if that's what you're looking to do. But I don't know about Twitch subs yet. But a follow is always helpful if you want to drop a follow. Yeah, I've seen about the free monthly, which is pretty cool. I could go bikini top, you know. We could try that next time. I don't have one on me today, but we can work that out. Oh, nice. Mr. MG's already on Patreon. That's dope, man. Need like 50 followers and a few concurrent viewers. It's not a stretch. Yeah, we'll work on it. We'll get there. Maybe things will blow up on Twitch. I don't know. I'm using Restream right now, so I don't even know how many of you guys are on. I don't even know how many of you guys are on Twitch. I just see 17 viewers. That's all it tells me. This computer isn't good enough to keep up OBS and Twitch and YouTube all at the same time to watch them all individually. Yeah, dude, I'm down to do a hot tub episode, but I need to like set that. That's a lot of setup. So, we'll see. Let me go throw this down. This is why we never get any work done during live streams. Let me go put this on the shelf, and we'll get the door lock, and we'll knock that out too. Just trying to do all the, just the fastest stuff today.
No.
Please stop squealing.
No.
Alright. This one's actually already done. Not the door lock, but the last job the door lock guy dropped off. Dude, do you need to go to the doctor?
No. No. No.
I'm gonna call mommy and tell her you need a doctor's appointment.
No.
I can't tell if you're faking it or not, but if you're faking, you're gonna go to the doctor anyway.
No.
Then you gotta stop this
It's time
coughing
to go
thing.
home.
It's not time to go home. Go watch something. You've got like half of my shop is filled with toys. Oh my god, children. He's usually at school. Felix, I swear to God, I'm gonna call the doctor.
No.
I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm calling the doctor. So we got brass. Sorry, I didn't fill out the order form. Lock. Yeah, dude, we'll go to the playground at some point. After I'm done making a living. You know, we gotta like feed everybody and keep a roof over our heads, so it's kind of important too. Plus we have an office. It's not just like my garage. I can't just like shut my garage up for the day and walk out. We have business hours. I gotta be here while we're open. The big red laser is the CO2 laser. I wouldn't call it my primary. They do different things. The CO2 is for organics like wood and acrylic and glass and leather. And the fiber is for metals. So I wouldn't say it's my main, but it's one of two. Alright, this guy wants La Mana. And he wants it in Cambria. Bold. This is obviously going to be way too big, so we will take a measurement in a minute. And I know that this guy wants, he wants his text right in between these two screws right there. So we're just going right in the middle. It's an easy thing to measure. So we've got about 44 millimeters. Keep forgetting to lock my proportions. 44. Perfect. And that's it. That's all we need to do. We're just gonna go to path, object to path, and then combine. And we can save this for EasyCAD. Done. We'll pull up EasyCAD here and take a look. I'm just going to run to the restroom, and I'll be right back. We'll pick up where we left off. Okay? Give me 2 seconds. Okay, sorry, we're back. So I see a couple of questions in the chat. Janitor is wondering, do you need to put down a matte tape to laser through on something shiny like that brass plate? No, the fiber is going to do exactly what it needs to do without any extra effort from us. I see Professor is here. What's up, Professor? How's it going? Shipping on my Ruida, my red and black Ruida, was also free. So that was nice. They usually build the shipping cost into the price, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Though it may cost extra to have it delivered to your door, so keep an eye out for that, because door to door can be a little more expensive. I think I paid like $300 to actually have it lift gated to my house. Professor, no, it's not going to be like yesterday. We're back. It's all good. We're doing okay. So we're just going to create a 44 millimeter box to line up on EasyCAD here, and we'll center that up. And the other thing I know I'm going to need now, because I want it to be center between these two screws, is we're going to put a line straight through the middle so that we know that we're straight with our two screw holes. So I'm just going to grab our little line tool here. And we're just going to come all the way through. And that'll make it really easy to make sure that it's straight. We can light this up and go throw this down. Manzi's fiber for door-to-door shipping was $1,500. That's insane, dude. That's outrageous. My Ruida, my red and black laser, the CO2, came from eBay. I got it. It's from a seller called Wow, free shipping, 163A7 or something like that. But it was a pretty good deal. I don't remember having regrets about that, so worked okay. Man, our rotary tool's really messing us up because we're running into our rotary tools. So we're gonna do this one upside down too. Just get that box as centered as possible and then make sure our line is running through the middle of each of our screws. I don't know if I like this method because the screws don't seem to be straight with the top of the metal, and I think I'd rather be straight with the top of the metal. So I'm going to actually take this and we're just going to drag it up and light it until we can see it on the metal. We went a little too far there. Let's take it down. That should be pretty close. Let's go look at that. Alright, now it's straight with the top of the metal, but it's not straight with the screws. But if I have to choose between the two, I think I'm going to choose the metal. And we'll take this back down to about 10 millimeters and import our artwork. So let's find Frank's folder again. And there's our SVG from Inkscape, and we're just going to go ahead and rotate this a little too far. There we go, and Shift C to center, and we'll hatch it. Just double check our hatch. That looks good. And we want to go dark for this one, so I'm going to just go for that brass black deep. And we'll go ahead and mark this as is. Let's light it up and just make sure that that looks good. Yeah, it's fine. Again, it's not perfectly centered between the screws as far as alignment goes, but it is aligned with the top, and I think that's more important. So we're going to go ahead and run it like that. No mask, nothing fancy, just as is. Should do the trick. One pass of the brass black deep should do the trick. Let's catch up on chat. Tyler says he guesses he just needs to pull the trigger. I agree, dude. You gotta just kind of jump off. Man, I'd love to tap trees. That would be like, if I could just retire, I'd probably retire to like a maple syrup farm. I feel like that would be like really, really cool. Looks like we might be struggling to get our mark a little bit, actually. After I talked all that game about not needing a mask. We're getting some crazy reflectivity here. Is that marking at all? You know what it is? I'm an idiot. I didn't focus, so we have to focus. So let's focus up. And that was a really big refocus, so we have to actually back up here to where we had kind of our nice. Always praying I have enough backups. All right, so let's light this again and re-straighten things and just make sure we're good. There we go. I'm glad we checked that. That could have been an issue for us. And we'll just relight. And that's fine. It's just a little big, so I'd like to just resize it a little bit. It's just a little bit big, and we don't want to forget to reapply our hatch because we resized. So let's try this again with the brass black deep. Just one pass. There it is. Now I can hear it. That sounds much better. Yep, it's a strike plate for the door lock. JZZN Products says, I just bought one of these for my business to mark surgical instruments. Learned a lot from your channel. Thanks, man. You got it. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. I'll keep making videos. It does sound fun. Haven't burned anything yet or gone blind. That's always a plus. Banny Gallegos just pledged $4 on Patreon. If you're watching, Banny, thank you. Thank you so much for that Patreon contribution. Every patron makes a huge difference. If you would like to support the channel on Patreon, you can check out the Patreon and all of the awesome things that you get for signing up at patreon.com/lasereverything. There's all kinds of goodies in there for you, and it helps me to make more episodes and continue doing live streams and helping you guys out. So I really appreciate that. So this looks done. I want to get a blacker brass mark. I'm not crazy thrilled with the black mark that we get right now. It's fine. But it's not really black, the brass black deep. It's a very dark brown. We'll go get it and I'll clean it. I'll show you guys how to clean this up, and we can move on. As you can see, it's fairly dark, but we've got a lot of brass dust on there. I usually use a toothbrush, but I'm not going to do it today. This guy already told me he's going to repolish this, so I'm not crazy concerned with scratching it, but still the toothbrush seems just a little bit excessive. We're just a dab of 3-in-1 oil. Just dry that up. I don't want to get oil all over my desk. So just a dab of oil there, and we're just going to go ahead and rub that in, and that'll finish darkening this up and protect that brass big time. This is just a polyester napkin. You can get them from Amazon. I have an affiliate link in the 2021 buying guide. So I'll link to that in the description, or you can go to lasereverything.net/buying guide. As you can see, it's straight. It's straight with the top and one of our screws, but not with the other. So there's that mark all oiled up and ready to go. And it's fairly dark. I mean, it's not perfect. Oh, there you go. That's the view. That's what it actually looks like. Let me switch to the just me view here. Yeah, now you can really kind of see and appreciate the color that we're getting on that. So really nice mark. And the guy who paid for this is going to be really happy with it. So yeah, that kind of right right in there. That's what it actually looks like at most viewing angles. The camera's being a little weird, but that'll do. It'll do quite nicely. It's got some good depth to it too, and he's going to repolish the whole thing, so. If you lasered through a matte tape, then you could apply a muriatic acid that will give it a deep black. The tape keeps the acid off the rest of the brass. You know, I'm totally willing to try that, and I believe you. I'm sure it's a great method, but I like to find ways to do everything 100% with the laser. I don't like post-processing stuff. I want my laser to be able to do it. And I'm sure there's a way, so just keep messing with that. But for now, this job is done. It's another thing we can cross off our post-it note for the day, and we'll go find something else to work on. Let's just update our post-it note here. Georgia plaque is done. Oh no, man. Just go, dude. Now I have to re-add that to the list. The Georgia plaque is not done. I don't know what I'm thinking. Georgia plaque. Alright, we re-added that. The door lock is done. Next, let's see what's next. On the fiber, we have to do the copper coin for Nano, and we have to do the wishbone trophy. We could do the copper coin. That's fine. So let's do the copper coin. Oh, I guess we can't do this. It says, please email me when you get this and I will send the graphic. I thought that he already sent that to me. Never mind. Undo. Go wash your hands, please. Alright, no copper coin today. Okay, so here's our wishbone trophy. And I did... Let's see if I can get this to show up. So I did the second entry, Wendy, right there. That's me. And we had to font match what somebody else had done on this thing already. So we used a great font. It's called Niagara Engraved. And the guy's back. He liked his first edition. So we need to add 2 more for him. We're adding 2019 and 2020. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a measurement on our first one, so we can make sure that we produce our subsequent names at the same size. And then we'll get that under the laser and we'll add those 2 names. It should be pretty easy. Should be pretty easy. So first things first, let's measure and see what we did first. In fact, we probably still have the file on the computer from when we did this if we go look. But just to be safe, let's just say we need measurements. So it looks like we've got a 5mm character height. And just in case, let's go ahead and measure the gap between words. In case I moved it around and did something custom, not just the standard gap. That's 2.5mm between characters on the, or between words. Monroe Laser, this is Alex. How can I help you?
Yeah, I was wondering if you could give me an idea what it would cost to have some stainless engraved.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Just some lettering on a piece of, it's about an 8x4 plate.
I mean, I can do that to a point. You know, if we're doing the whole 8x4 plate, then it's going to kind of limit our options a little bit. We have a process that we use. It's called Serre marking, and basically it's like a chemical spray that we spray onto the plate, and then wherever the laser hits it, it bonds and turns black, and the rest washes away. It's a decent process. It's fairly permanent. It's not as good as like legitimately laser engraving it with a fiber laser, but my lens on my fiber laser isn't big enough to do that plate in one shot. And if we have to move it between like letters or sentences, it could lead to like some misalignment issues and things like that. So
Okay.
so just,
Whereabouts are you located?
we're at 320 North Washington in East Rochester. It's kind of over by like Leo's Bakery.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. I'll stop over tomorrow and pop in with the plate.
Yeah, swing by with it, and I'll let you know what your options are, and we can kind of take it from there.
All right. Sounds great. Thanks.
Yeah, man. We'll see it.
All right. See you. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Back to work. So we have a character height of 5mm and a 2.5mm word gap, so we just want to keep tabs on that as we produce our graphic here. JZZN asks, on your exhaust, do you have an intake somewhere? I understand when removing air you need to replace it, and I worry about the gas water heater being so close and pulling that in. Thoughts? I don't have an intake because we're just in kind of like an office, so I've never really had to give that any consideration before. A lot of times I'll just, so like we have the big front door open here, and that's open for live streams so that you guys can actually see the work being done. But when you're not being streamed, this door is closed, but I still leave this front panel one open just to get good air moving in to replace the stuff that's being taken out. But I haven't thought about the gas water heater thing, so that's definitely something that you'll have to consider. An intake might not be a bad idea. So all right, let's get into, just close that and get that out of our way for a minute. Let's go into Inkscape once again. And we're just going to assume here that we don't have a file, because I think it'll be better for teaching. We've got a character height and a word gap spacing, so we should be okay. So let's take a look here. And we need 2019 for Kevin and 2020 for COVID. We're going to want to go all caps Kevin, because this is a mixed cap font, COVID. We'll select it all, and we're going to find Niagara. And there's two versions of it. There's a solid version, which is what it sounds like. It's just solid. But there's also Niagara engraved, which is what we're going to be using today. And it's kind of got that classic engraver's look to it right there. So decent font for this kind of stuff. And we will path, object to path. and ungroup it. And then we're just going to do our combine. Same thing down here. Where did it go? I'm in the wrong thing. Combine. We do want to set our character height on each of these. So there we go. Height right there. We're going to lock proportions and just... Oops. Didn't mean to do that. 5 millimeters on that one and 5 millimeters on this one. And I also haven't considered that word gap that we talked about. We do just want to make sure that we're 2.5 apart. So we can just grab a square here and we'll give it a width of 2.5 millimeters. So you can see that these are actually quite a bit closer together than our original. Also, our stroke is like really thick on this for some reason, so I think we can come back up to our properties.
We're doing that. Can I have a hug, please?
And we can just lower the stroke line on that so that we can get a nice accurate measurement. Okay, that was too low. That's 0, so there we go. That's better. We can ungroup these or uncombine them. Is that a thing that we can do? I don't know if uncombine. Kind of a bummer. Break apart. Oof, no. Oh my god. No good. Let's try to redo set stroke style. And then we will cut our stroke. And now we can back up to a point where these were individual pieces.
Go home, Daddy.
So Niagara engraved. Ungroup. What the heck? Oh, you know what? It's because I didn't do path. Object to path. There we go. Now we should be able to select this and ungroup it. Perfect.
What are you making, Daddy?
I'm making a trophy.
We're gonna make a trophy. We're
Yep.
gonna go home.
After I'm done. Yes, we still have another hour or so. Now we can paste in our 2.5 millimeter line distance between these. And we'll just place that right about there. And we can move this out now. Much better. Same thing down here. Perfecto. So now we can do our object. Path. Combine. And up here. Path. And combine. The last thing we need to do is make sure these are the right amount of space apart from each other, so that it doesn't look like we added them. We don't want it to look like we added them. Oh my god. Not in desktop view. That sucks. Sorry, I was really into what I was doing. And you couldn't see any of that. So that sucks. Oh, Jimmy's here. Feeling better, Alex? Yeah, I feel fine. I'm alright. Hey, Difala. Yeah, I feel better, man. I can't believe... Why are there 23 of you and I haven't even been showing you what I've been working on? You can't even see me. I'm sorry I didn't notice that. J-Mac's here. What's up, J-Mac? I am upset. Anyway, you saw most of what I did the first time. So we just need to make sure the distance between the top line and the bottom line are the same. So we're just going to take our caliper one more time and just measure. Ow. Bit my tongue. So we need to measure to make sure that our distance remains the same. They're pretty tight on this first one. It looks like we're clocking in at 1.5 millimeters distance between the two. The font is Niagara Engraved, for those wondering. Great font, great little font. So here's our spacer line, and we're going to set the height to 1.5 millimeters. And we're just going to use this to make sure that these are actually, and that's perfect. Look at that. That's pretty much exactly where we need it to be. So we can get rid of that again. And we're going to align these to the left. It's one less thing we have to worry about. And we're not done with that. We need that 1.5 millimeter spacer back. So if we take this 1.5 millimeter spacer and we just set it right on top of the two, like that, then we can come in and draw another box that will give us exactly the height difference between the two. So when we go in to line this up with an outline, we'll already be at exactly the right distance away from the text above it. So we can get rid of the spacer there, and now we can just line this bottom line up to the bottom of the line of text, the 2018 line of text. And now we're good. So with all of that done, we can save this as a new file in this customer's file. So Ken O'Brien right there. Kevin COVID. And that should be fine. I'm going to leave that open just in case something doesn't go right, but it should be okay. And we'll open our 110 lens back up. Yeah, the one in 19 definitely takes up less space than the 2 and the 0. I would say they don't need to be. It's a matter of preference, but I think it's more important that the years are the same font size than the distance at which the name starts being the same. So. Corey thinks Kevin needs to be spaced out more. Let's get it in. Let's get it in first, and we'll take a look and see once it's actually lined up next to the existing mark on here. And then we'll reassess. But I'd like to see it on the metal first. So there's the setup. Oh, and we've got an issue here. We've got an Inkscape issue. So I'm glad that we didn't close our project. Let's come in here and take a look. Do you need to be recombined, perhaps? Path? Combine. We'll redo this one too. Path. Combine, just to be safe. And save as. I'll just call this Kevin COVID 2. And let's re-import. No? It looks like we're still having an issue. God damn. Inkscape sucks, man. So we've got 2019 Kevin. We need to path, object take path, and then we need to ungroup. So we've got our text, and then we need to combine, and we need to set our height to 5 millimeters. And let's just bring this over the old one. Nope, because we didn't change our... I swear to God, everything is so much more difficult in Inkscape than it needs to be. Path. Object to path. Object. Ungroup. The 2.5 millimeter distance between our words. So let's make sure we honor that. Not that this is going to be accurate because we have to resize it anyway. God damn. Let's resize it first. 5 millimeters. Now we'll bring our spacer over. Now we'll bring our 2019 back over. Now we'll get rid of our spacer. Now we will object, path, combine, and we can set that over here and cut it, and then remove the old junk and paste it. Oh, we can't. There we go. And we'll just align again. Align left. Just to make sure. Okay, this should import now. Let's do file, save as, Kevin COVID 3. Hopefully that got rid of our issue, because we redid it from scratch. Still not working. This is immensely frustrating. If you ever want to know why you buy Illustrator, this is why I pay $50 a month for Illustrator. This is why I pay $50 a month for Illustrator. Because the $50 a month that I'm losing on Illustrator, I am gaining not spending my time doing this BS. This sucks. This sucks. This truly sucks. Let's just, for kicks and giggles. We've been doing this for what? 30 minutes? 30 minutes we've been working on this, trying to get it to work. We'll do it next time, Manzi. I'm over this. This job should have been done. This job should have been done 10 minutes ago. At most. Maybe 15. And we're still messing around in Inkscape. It's just a waste of time. It is worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Let's get this thing out of the way. We're not even doing anything on the laser because we're messing around with artwork so long. This is stupid. This is a stupid waste of everybody's time. Watch how fast this goes. 5x3. Wow, look, an artboard exactly the size I wanted it to be when we started. Why is that a miracle? Alright, here we go. Same exact thing. So let's make our spacer first, yeah? So we've got, between lines, we've got a, what was it, 1.5 millimeters? So, 1 point, nope, that's stroke. Get out of there. So transform. So we've got a height of 1.5 millimeters. Boom, done. Oh, we want to lower our stroke? It's right there. Done. We zoom in. Let's grab our text tool. We got 2019, Kevin. 2020, COVID, right? Niagara. Oh my God. Niagara engraved. There it is. Oh, I forgot to make everything capital. No problem. Character. All caps. Boom. Done. Object. Expand. Great. Let's ungroup it. Awesome. We need this to be 2.5 millimeters tall. It's right here in the transform. Here we go. 5 millimeter character height. Transform. Lock the proportions. 5 millimeter character height. Same thing right here. Same thing right here. 5 millimeter character height. Boom, boom. Done. Want everything aligned left? Boom. It's right there. Let's group it. Group it. Select both of these, align them to the left. Excellent. We'll bring our Kevin down to our spacer. Bring COVID down. Let's move our spacer back up. Let's make sure we're getting the same distance between words. What else do we need to do? Oh, we need to make our thing. No worries, we don't have to redo all of this, even though we skipped a step. We can just come in here and knock these out. We'll grab one of these. Up, I have the alt copy. So that just saved us freaking 35 seconds. And we've got, let's come into transform. We need width now. We've got a word gap of 2.5 millimeters. No problem. Boom, there it is. Let's bring that up. Bring it up to here too. We'll grab our Kevin. We'll scooch that over. And our COVID. And we'll scooch that over. Good enough. Get rid of our spacers here. I think we just touched that a little bit. So let's bring this back down. Excellent. These can come in, they don't need to be that big. And lastly, we just need to grab our stupid thing and make our final box here. No fill. And we can get rid of our spacers and we're done. And I swear to God, if this imports the first time into EasyCAD, I'm gonna freak out. Save as Kevin COVID. Let's go in our Ken O'Brien folder. Version 8. Show me the money. Wow. Was that so hard? So stupid. This is why I use Illustrator. This is why I use Adobe Illustrator. Come at me with that stupid Inkscape crap. I'm trying to help you guys out. I want to help you guys learn what it is you're able to use. I know everybody can't afford Illustrator, but I just saved $50 of my time. That's what just happened on screen. I saved $50 of my time working on this graphic now that I would have lost to another 45 minutes of trying to figure out why Niagara Engrave won't work in Inkscape. There it is. It's hatched. It's done. Let's get our outline box in there, cut out our text, and light this stupid thing up and put it behind us. Manzi says, not if you know what you're doing. I guess, dude, but it shouldn't be that hard. Why is it so unintuitive? It's so unintuitive. I'm sure that there's a way to do it right. Sure that there's a way to do it right that I'm just not figuring out, but I'm good at tech. I'm good at computers. I do this all day long. I can do the same exact thing in CorelDRAW in the same exact amount of time, but on Inkscape, it's just like unintuitive. And I just don't understand why they can't make it a little more user-friendly. It's because it's open source. It's because there's 500 different people contributing to that project and there's no central vision. That's rough. That sucks. Let's get this stupid thing done. Forget to switch my view here. Put you on the workbench view so that you guys can actually hear me. So there we go. We're a little out of focus. Let's just bring our focus up. Let's get our text back in there. Just going to give that a fraction of a millimeter of a touch up closer so that we're not hanging off the edge, and we'll light this up. And I think we just need to give it a tap to the left. Really fine adjustments here to try to get things straight. It actually looks like everything is just a little bit small. So I'm going to knock this up another point or two, and then we're just going to give it a little extra size. Because at this point, we're just visually matching what's already on there. I think that's probably pretty good. Yeah, it does look smaller than the one that's on there already. Yeah, we can slow it down. So if you want to slow something down, we can just come over here to use default, and we'll change our loop count to like 1,000, and then light it. And with that lit, now it's going to show us piece by piece. Really want to get you guys like a top-down view. I grabbed another tripod to try to, it's just not working out. Let me see, maybe if we move that way. You guys can't really see it. You're going to just have to trust me. Eventually we'll make enough money on the Patreon to get another DSLR. And then you guys will be able to see this much better. Just don't want to mess this up. We're going to take a little extra time. It's not going to be perfect. And I'm not going to sit here and tell myself it's going to be perfect. I do want to check one other thing, and that's going to be our line spacing here. I just want to make sure that this is really truly 2.5 millimeters. So let's just measure this out one more time. It's 2.489. It could probably stand to come away just a little bit more now that I'm looking at it. So we'll go ahead and ungroup this and delete the top group. That'll get rid of our hatch. And we can ungroup all of this and knock that away just a little bit more. I think that's going to do well for us. We'll group and hatch one more time. As far as settings goes, probably just aluminum general should do it. We'll go ahead and apply our hatches just in case, and we'll light that one more time. Well, sorry, I'm bouncing back and forth here a little bit. All right, yeah, let's go look. All right. I'm going to say good enough. Jimmy's asking what hatch means. Yeah, it's the fill. It's how you're filling. And EasyCAD's locking up. All right, there we go. All right, let's just mark it. Let's get this done. Let's move on. That looks good. It looks like it's over the edge there, but it's not, I promise. And I'll show you that up close in a minute. And it looks like there's a dark mark on there, so I'm just going to pull it. And we're going to do the same thing here. Switch back to me. Come on, wake up. We're going to get our oiling supplies again. So same thing we did last time. I've got a nylon rag and some 3-in-1 oil. And there you can see it's covered in like carbon, and we're just gonna hit that with a little bit of oil. And wipe it away. And this will lighten a little bit over time, but I think that that's a really close match to what we did for this guy 2 years ago. So we'll just get you on the zoom there, and we'll focus it in right there, and it will lighten a little bit over time. I don't know why it's quite showing up quite so bright. The difference is much more dramatic on camera than it is in person, but there it is for you. That's pretty accurate. See, our line spacing's a little off. We were a little close up top there, but we would have had this big awkward gap if we had moved the last one to a new line, so I'm okay with it. The guy gets it. Probably could have shortened. I think if we had just shortened up COVID on that last line a little bit, it would have looked better. Because now that one feels a little far away compared to the top one, which was closer. We're learning, guys. Every day we're learning. It seems like the 2018 is like fatter too, like it got squished down. Like our character height matches, but our width seems off. Our 2020 feels like it's bigger overall too. Which is weird because we typed the 2020 and the 2019 up at the same time, so they should be the same size. But we can't undo it. Man, times like these I really just want to rip the plate off and just do a whole new one from scratch with the title and all 4 years. Like, I'd rather just make you a new plate, dude. Honestly. But yeah. I don't yeah, I know, right? Redo Alex style. Not this time. I don't think he's gonna care, but I just want to understand why things go wrong, you know. And this time, I think if we had just slowed down a little bit, maybe if I hadn't been so frustrated with Inkscape, I probably would have taken a little more time. Maybe I will redo it. It looks like it's just held on with some double-sided adhesive. We could probably get this guy a new plate pretty easy. It's exactly 4 inches by 1.5 inches. Let's see what a new plate will cost. well, when you refocus the laser, the size of what you're engraving changes. So that's part of the problem. We're gonna order.
I want a hug, please.
We're gonna order a brass plate. But we're not gonna get a brass plate. I'm gonna leave him a note because he'll send me steel if I ask for it for the same price. So we want a 4-inch by 1.5, and the square corners are fine, and we'll need some fresh adhesive backing. Let's add it to the cart. $3. For $3 we can make this dude a brand new plate that looks really, really nice, plus shipping, of course. I think that's worth it. Steel, please, if you can. Thanks. We're gonna redo that. I'm not happy with it. I'm not not putting out subpar work. That doesn't do it for me. Let me just check out with this really quick. I'm sure you guys would love my credit card number, but not today. And this job cost us nothing to do except our time, so we're only losing $6 off the job total, so we're still going to make $19 on this job. Which isn't a ton of money, but this job wasn't really making us a ton of money to begin with, so I'd rather the customer have something that I think is good, and I don't think this is good. I don't like it. So we're going to make him a new plate. There we go. Order's in. The solution's not refocusing. If you can get away with it, you know, go smaller. Because I don't think a dumbbell's gonna rotate in a rotary tool very well anyway. So I would just tell the customer that it can't be that big. Unfortunately, I wish I had better advice than that. I'm bummed on this, but you know, like I said, stuff happens. It didn't come out that good, and that's okay. We learned a lesson doing it, and I think the main thing that I should have done there is probably it probably would have been fine if we had just moved the 2020 COVID up a little bit, because we made things smaller, and when we did that, we pushed it up into the corner. And that reduced our distance between the new Kevin and the original Wendy. So we should have at that time also moved 2020 COVID up a little bit, so that because we had a new distance between lines at that point. So I'm not sure, GRZ. I don't have a 2.5D machine. You know, if there's any way you can get away with it without refocusing, that would be the ideal solution. But when you refocus, it changes the size of the text. So you're going to have problems. But yeah, so we got a new plate ordered for him. So when that comes in, I'll let you guys know. And I'll show you the process for replacing the plate. Because that's just, it's just not up to my standards. And I don't send work out that's not up to my standards. So we're going to redo it. We don't mess up very often, but when we do, we have to fix it. So I'm just going to reconsolidate my checklist here. So that it actually feels like we're making a little progress today. I wish the guy who wants these letters cut would call me back. I'd love to get that out of the way. We've still got a full post-it. Made almost no progress. This should be an easy job. Okay. So this guy wants his text. Oh my god. We're having a rough day today, guys. I put a piece of painter's tape with an up arrow on this leather journal so that I could remember which way was the front and up. And it's left a huge mark on the front of our leather journal now. Can't catch a break. Don't have any choice but to move forward. Just gotta keep going. I can't believe that. That sucks. Do you see this? That's from masking tape. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that happen either, but here we are. I'll catch you guys up on what I'm doing in a minute. Okay, so here's the deal. The guy wants this on the book, but he wants me to make sure that I center it with the left edge of the paper touching the left edge of the book. So these things need to be flush, which means there's a very specific amount of space between the edge of the book and the text. That gap is here. That's this piece on screen that you're looking at. This gap right here, this center rectangle, that is the actual width of this text. And then we've got just kind of like some extra space that kind of takes us over to the edge of the book for alignment later. So that's what those three boxes are based on those three measurements. I'm going to retake the center one again. Should be 72 millimeters. We'll use Shape Builder just to make sure that we have one, two, three separate panels. This one should be 72 millimeters wide. Why would that work? Right. 1, 2, 3. You know what? Just gonna make new boxes. There's our center box. Here's our outside edge box. There's our alignment box. Get rid of that garbage. Look at this. Anything else we missed? No? Is that it? Okay. Let's align this at the bottom. Alright, this should be 72 millimeters wide. Copy our height. And we're just going to paste that here. And here to make sure these are all the same height, because again I'm tired of dealing with it. And let's center these all up in the middle like that. Alright, now this is something we can actually work with. This isn't the exact font that he picked, but it's really close. And he said close was fine. So close is what you're going to get. Come into the paragraph tool here. Or not paragraph, character. And we can just change our line distance to something that looks appropriate. About there. Center. Our text. And centering text is a whole separate thing. When you center it with the text center, it's not actually center. I'll show you what I mean. So we centered this text, and we're gonna ungroup it, and then we're gonna come through and group this line by line. And watch what happens when I hit center again. Did you see everything move? So don't trust the center text option in the text menu, because it doesn't do jack. It's not actually centered up. You have to center them as shapes. Pro tip. Okay, here's this. Man, I don't know what to do about this painter's tape thing, guys. I feel like I have to go through and like painter's tape the whole thing now. I'm gonna see if I can just buff it out. All right. Don't ever give up. Look at that. Just a little elbow grease. Got that 99% of the way off. So, can hardly even see it anymore. All right, I feel better. I was really upset for a minute. That was really making me upset. But that looks better. So, okay, anyway, back to work. So here's our desktop. We've got our stuff lined up. We should try to at least make sure this is a little bit in the center of this. So we'll just lock that up. In fact, let's do it to everything. There we go. So now we know that's in the middle. And now when we frame, we'll get a frame for the distance, and then we'll get a frame for the center. And we'll get a frame to the left edge of the book. So that should work out okay. And we should be really close to this guy's specified placement on the paper. So let's go ahead and save his work. Sorry to anybody who was looking forward to Inkscape stuff. We'll do some more Inkscape tomorrow, but my my Inkscape timer is officially expired. Because we're just not getting enough done. Yeah, it sure did. Sometimes when I do that, sometimes when I take a risk and I do something like that, it gets way worse. That doesn't always work out. Yeah, dude, I use masking tape. I use tan masking tape when I engrave wood, most of the time, not always. Hey look, a newer version is available. Would you like to download it? I hit yes. Please quit Lightburn and run the installer when the download completes. Is this gonna fuck everything up for us right now? Downloading the installer here. Let's see what happens. Okay, great. Lightburn's not running anymore. We're gonna try this one more time. Oh my god. Hello? I'm fine. He's good. He got up really early this morning, so he's being a little cranky, but he's mostly good. Like 8:30. Seven. What? Oh, I know, he got up at 3 in the morning. I don't know. He seems fine to me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's fine. No, we're not worried about it. Yep. Yep. All right, I'm just trying to catch up a little bit here, so. All right. What? I will. I'll be fine. I love you too. Bye. Sorry guys, just my my mom here checking in on me. Good times. She's worried. She's worried about me. So we're 99% set up here. Hopefully we're able to follow along. We just set our outlines to red so they don't cut or engrave. We turned our text blue and assigned it the lightest Vegetan setting, which should do well on this leather. And we're pretty much good to go. So now we just need to get it in the machine and level things out. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, of course you were nervous. You left me to die. You didn't even wait for the ambulance to show up. Jerk. Jimmy was just like, "Okay, I'm leaving, bye." If I had died, he wouldn't have been there. If I died in the atrium, he would have been in his car on his way home. Freaking Jimmy. So yeah, so with this done, we've sent it over. I just adjusted our outline a little bit so we didn't have overlap. So with this done, I send it over, so it's our file is Planner 2. And we can switch to our Laserdisc setting. Yeah, I did say close the door, and you did. You locked up the office, and then you bailed, man. Never forget that. So here's our CO2 laser, and we've got our planner here. Now you can see, right, this is sloping down, so that's going to be a big problem for us. So we need some spacers. I'm going to try these 3D printed jigs for some knives. We're just going to pop that inside the cover, see if that kind of gets us where we need to be, and not quite what we want. We're going to actually lower that a little bit and see if we can find another block or something. Let's see if our acrylic leveling blocks are a little big. But maybe a couple of these wood chips spread out. If we did like 1, 2, 3, that might get us where we need to go. That looks a lot better. It's not perfectly flat, but when you're engraving leather with a CO2, it doesn't really need to be. We'll just kind of find a average spot here where our focus can go, and I have it set to left middle, so we really want to just run the laser up and down this edge and make sure that we're nice and straight. We want the red laser to be right on the edge of that book the whole time. That's looking good. Then we need this in the middle, so we'll just kind of get over it here. Find the middle, and we're going to take that right out to the edge because he was very specific. There we go. He was very specific, right? He wanted this paper to sit right at the edge, like past the threading. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Just switch to the workbench one so you can hear me on the pixels. So the move you over again. So the paper, he wants it so that the paper is right, literally right on the edge of the book cover. That's exactly how far he wants it away. So that's what he's going to get. So we can go ahead and load our file in now and just give it a quick frame. I just want to make sure our sections are good. All right, that's a little concerning because we have 3 outlines. So what we're actually going to do, so we're going to come back in here really quick and we're going to cut this out. We'll come back to that in a minute. But we want all 3 of these to trace. So by setting it to speed 100 power 0, if we send this over and just literally run the job now, it's going to show us where all 3 of those boxes are. So let's try to run this without the text. So there we go. Now we can see how things are going to line up. Very good. That's excellent. So we can remove our paper and we can load the version of the job back in that has the text. And we'll just go ahead and get our fans on. Get our chiller going. And we can run it. This is just a 2-inch lens, just 2 inches. So far, so good. We're getting really nice color on there. That's really good contrast. I could use a win today, guys. Seriously. Yeah, we actually did a job a couple days ago with the fiber on leather that turned out really nice. But this is like $100 planner cover off Etsy, so I don't really feel like rolling the dice today. I just wanted it to work out perfectly the first time. We've had enough accidents and mess ups. We got a new Patreon supporter. It's James Porter. James, if you're watching, thank you so much for your contribution to the Patreon. I really appreciate it. It makes a huge difference. So thank you so much for that. Let's see if we need. Let's see if we think it needs a second pass. It looks great. It looks really good. What do you guys think? You think we need a second pass, or should we? We should call it a day. J Max saying it looks good as is. All right, we'll go ahead and pull it. Right? Quit while we're ahead. does look quite nice. Does look quite nice. It's a little light for me, but I think we did good. Nice and straight, easy to read. So there we go. One successful project for today. Guy even brought in a prepaid shipping envelope to just ship it back to him, so we'll get that taken care of and get that mailed out. Slap a business card in there after the stream and get that sent out to him. But that looks really nice, so you can feel the letters. It's not just a surface burn. It definitely removes some leather from that. I forgot to add the Swiss Army knife to our to-do list. So we crossed one off and then I had to add one. Which feels like that just always happens, which is a bummer. But Swiss Army knife, we've added it. We also have this cherry project here. So we've got two very clearly marked squares. And one is getting a set of names and dates, and the other is just getting a name. So they'll sit like that. We can probably knock this out before we end the stream today if we can move decently quick. So we're gonna give that a shot. We got a new Patreon supporter. None other than Mr. Jimmy Vanderlyn. Thanks for supporting the channel, Jimmy. I appreciate you, bro. He feels guilty for leaving me to die. He's like, man, shouldn't have left Alex to die alone. Better contribute to the Patreon. That's so funny. All right, cool. Lip sync issues with the video. Is it just you? How late is it? How delayed? You like my tattoos? They're pretty cool. We've got CMYK and RGB for design, and then I got this spider one when I was an angry teenager and somebody had broken up with me and I was mad and I was like, I'm gonna get a Black Widow. It's a good time. Show them my logo I did for the 24x24. I'll show them, but I'm gonna preview it first because sometimes you make inappropriate things. You're the bane of my my ad revenue. Let's see what Jimmy made. I'm gonna look at it first before I switch you guys over to desktop. Make sure it isn't a giant cock or something. Which one was it, Jimmy? Was it the Gary's Harley? Because if it was the Gary's Harley, we did it on stream yesterday before you got here. Gary's Harley, right here. It's a nice little piece of art. Jimmy made that, everybody. It's a very nice piece of artwork, Jimmy. You did a great job. I'm going to turn those fans off so that you guys can actually hear me, and we'll throw up the artwork for this these cherry pieces of wood real quick. I don't think our caliper is going to be big enough, so we've got our clear acrylic ruler here, right there. We can use that to take some measurements. All right, man, bring the mugs in and we'll get them done. So let's go ahead and jump into Illustrator. And we just need a simple box here. Let's get a quick measurement on it. Looks like 160 wide by 128 tall. Nope, not inches, millimeters. 160 millimeters. Alright, there we go. There's our box. And I've got what the customer wants right here. Let's move that over here because I'm going to turn these back on. Great. We probably don't need laser cam right now. There we go. Okay, so we've got our box. We need to get some text in it. Let's get rid of this fill. Arthur J. Peck III. My boy Arthur was old, man. He's seen some things. Got 2 of these squares to do. They want times. If you want times, that's fine. I hardly ever use times, but we can use it today. See what makes sense. That looks about appropriate. let's group these line by line so that we're working with lines here. I don't know if I love this in bold. Neither that either. Hold on, let's just go back here really quick. I want our dates to be italic, not bold. And I want this to be not bold or italic. I just want that to be regular. I think that looks much better. So again, we're just looking at the name. And that looks fine. Expand our text and ungroup it. And we're going to group line by line. We need this up here. She's still with us, so she doesn't need dates or anything yet. And that's all looking. What do you guys think of that? Does that look good? I think it looks pretty good. So if we bring this down to where it's actually supposed to go, it'll just sit in the middle of the box like this. Maybe we could tighten up just a little bit on the dates. And we'll group that and center those. We'll bring this up. And we're gonna, so I'm gonna click and then click again so that we're centering just to this without moving it. And we're gonna center it on there. And then here's the other thing. So I'm gonna select Donna's name and I'm gonna shift click. We actually have to ungroup this because we just want to select Arthur. So select Donna, select Arthur, right? And then click Arthur again. And we're gonna center vertically, just like that. And now we've got perfect placement for both of these names. And when we come into this file next time, hopefully not for a long time, and we have to add the lines of text to this one, we'll be able to just get character heights from these, and that should be a pretty easy addition. So we'll go ahead and save this. I'm really going to try to run this before we leave today, if we don't run into any issues in Lightburn. Let's just, I probably should have done this before saving it too, but let's just double check our text here. That looks good. I think my pixel buds were just telling me that they died. %. We'll go ahead and swap those out real quick. That lasted like all day. It's impressive battery life. So that's better. And we can go ahead and save this. Oh, we already did. I forgot. My bad. So we can close this now. And we'll head over into Lightburn. And there's our two boxes. As per usual, we will set our outlines to red. Did I not get this one for some reason? Red. Are they both red? I honestly can't even tell. Yeah, okay, they look red. And we'll grab our, come on. Grab our text. And we'll set it to blue. This is cherry, so we have a cherry setting already. I think the medium will look nice, so we'll go cherry medium on that. And we only want to do one of these at a time, so let's cut that there and send this one over. Top left corner is fine because we have a corner to corner up with. We'll just call that Arthur and send it over. Now these I have labeled, so Arthur's going on this one. Pull our masking tape off there. We'll go throw this in the machine. Ready to go over the machine? Get all that out of the way. Drop our board in and get our laser just up to the corner here. Focus up. And then we just need to frame until we're running a perfect track. It's really close. Now it looks really good. And we can go ahead and run it. Cherry is one of my favorite woods to engrave on. You get really, really nice color out of cherry. No, I'm not going to sand this. The guy's a carpenter. He'll take care of it. I'm just going to return it to him like this, and let him do whatever he wants with it. What do you mean?
10 minutes.
Yeah, we do have 10 minutes. We have exactly 10 minutes.
That's very good.
All right, that looks really good. We can go ahead and pop the other side in now, and we'll do the other side. Those lines aren't perfect here, so I'm just picking two. Picking the bottom and the left sides. And we'll just get rid of this one, and we'll send over that one. I don't know why my camera keeps turning off. Well, we are right at the end here. We kind of pushed it right to the edge. Why am I so little? But we've got our Donna one right there. And we've got our Arthur one right there. And no, I'm not going to sand them. I'm just going to leave them. I'm just gonna leave them be. Because again, the guy's a carpenter, so I'm going to let him deal with them the way he wants to deal with them. But they're nice and deep, so we don't have to worry about him sanding them off unless he goes super hard. But yeah, that's it. We're ending right here, right as I'm about to close up the shop. It's 4:58, and we close in 2 minutes. So I'm going to go shut everything down. But thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. We had a sluggish start to the day, but the second half of the day here was a big improvement. We actually got some stuff done, which is really good. Let's just we can cross another thing off of our list here. Let's see. Hopefully. Yep, cherry wood project. There it is. And we can cross that off. Great. We'll get even more done tomorrow. If you guys enjoyed the live stream and you want to support the channel, hit me up on Patreon. It's patreon.com/lasereverything. And let's see, what else? Oh, join the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord already, there's a link in the description because it's just a random Discord link. So I won't repeat that one on air, but it's right there in the description. You click that, join our awesome laser community filled with people who love lasers and love everything that has to do with lasers. And they're really nice. They'd love to help you out if you're having problems. So check that out as well. And we'll likely be back tomorrow to wrap up this buttload of other projects that we have yet to do. Hopefully we don't get any new drop-offs so we can actually shave down the list a little bit. And that's it, guys. There's buying guides to everything we use in the shop on our website. It's lasereverything.net. There's a merch shop that's up there now too. A few people that watch really wanted me to make a merch shop, so I made it and I threw it up. We've made a couple sales already, so go check that out if you want to see what's going on over there. And that's all I've got. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys coming by. We had a great audience today. Lots of people watching the stream. And we will see you in the next one. By the way, P.S. I'm feeling much better. Yesterday was immensely scary. It was a rough day for sure. And I've made light of it on the stream, but it really was a serious thing. And you know, I'm gonna try to change my personal habits a little bit to make that better, so that we can kind of like try to ease whatever anxiety you know, caused that or triggered that in the first place. So hopefully it wasn't, you know, something that I'm gonna have to go through again. So because it was miserable. Yesterday was a really miserable experience, not just for me but for my family. I put them through a lot too. So there's the new upload schedule. You can see it in the Discord if you're curious. We're gonna aim for 2 major episodes a week instead of 5 or whatever we've been doing, and then we'll live stream on the off days, and you get the podcast on the weekend. So that is just part of what I'm doing to try to make that situation better. So hopefully that helps, and we can kind of move on from yesterday's incident, you know, in a healthy way. So yeah, don't do that, Jimmy. It's not even funny, dude. So yeah, so that's all I've got, guys. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next stream. Take care.